A few months ago, we brought you a story about the apparent mass die-off of fish in Lake Chickamauga.
News 12's Nick Hill is live on the Tennessee River as he's been looking into potential causes of this incident. Nick.
Back in May, we heard from several fishermen along Lake Chickamauga that they were seeing thousands of dead fish, particularly catfish and bass, in the lake. The TWRA said back then they didn't see any evidence of a chemical spill or any toxins in the river that would have led to these deaths. However, some compelling new evidence from a private test could suggest otherwise. A fisherman group who goes by the Chick Life crowdfunded a private water test on Chickamauga Lake late last month. They shared the data of that test with News 12. In that data, free chemicals were highlighted as above the acceptable threshold inside the lake. These are chrysene, isophorone, and pyrene. In particular, isophorone was measured at 127 micrograms per liter, when the limit is at 10. After receiving these results, we sent them to the Tennessee Department of Environmental Conservation, who had conducted their own test. While they say they cannot provide analysis of third-party data, they did provide what the parameters are for these free chemicals. According to their parameters, chrysene would be the only chemical above their limit. But they do caution they do not normally test these parameters in water.
Even here at the end of June, we're potentially still seeing some issues here at Lake Chickamauga. Take a look underneath this pier. You can still see a dead fish floating in the water.
We did reach out to several professors who specialize in water toxicology across the region. One professor from the University of Georgia, Robert Bringolf, told us that pyrene and chrysene are typically found in petroleum products or in plastics or dyes. Isophorone, on the other hand, he says is found in products like adhesives, paints, and inks. He mentions that catfish normally are among the most tolerant species to chemical pollutants, but pyrene and chrysene belong to a class of chemicals that can cause DNA damage. He mentioned it is unusual to see these chemicals in water unless there was a chemical spill. Philip McCraner, a professor from Mercer University, said that all of these chemicals appear to be used in coal tar pavement-based sealants. There have been no reports of those products or anything recently being spilled into the lake. It is important to note that WDF has not been able to confirm the connection between this test and the fish die-offs, but these professors did also tell us that there is still the possibility that a more natural phenomenon like temperature changes or deprivation of oxygen that led to those fish dying. Remember that if you see anything suspicious out on the lakes that you are concerned could be compromising the environment, remember to report that to either the TWRA or TDEC. Reporting live from the Tennessee River, Nick Hill, News 12.